Ladies and gentlemen, I am excited to introduce our very first guest to the Pele Inspire Show for Father's Day. He is a U.S. Army retiree and a Ranger at that. He's an amazing father of 3 sons and 1 daughter. He is a dedicated individual. He is a humble servant of God who makes that commitment for the children of today's world. And so, ladies and gentlemen, I am honored to honor Mr. Dominique Robinson to the Pele Inspire Show. Welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me. Thank you for selecting me. I'm glad to be here.
Yes, and so today we will be talking about the impact that fathers have on children and on everybody else's lives. Like I said, today, the topic for today is honoring impactful fathers. And I am proud to say that he is an impactful father, an amazing brother, and a friend of mine. And so I would like for you to tell our audience, we have an amazing audience, to tell them a little bit more about yourself.
Well, I was born in Brooklyn, New York, and at the age of 9 or 10, we moved down here to South Carolina. And once we, moved to South Carolina, I got to grow up in a neighborhood that had a mother and a father. So most of my friends, my best friends, they had a father and a mother in the household. So that's how I grew up. So I could go to my friend's house, and his father would discipline us. Whichever house he was at, somebody's father was always there for us. So I've always said, if a kid don't have a father, if he wanted to be his father, I'd be his father, or try to guide him like a father would. Because nowadays we don't have that type of system, in society.
Yes, that's right. And so I just want to ask you, like, what would you say to those who are fathers, right, and are not, those who don't have that bond, as a father, thoughts about that?
Well, if you're a father and you have children and you don't, if you can't get it the civil way with the child's mother, if you're separated, you can go down to the courthouse and pay for visitation or put yourself on child support, that way you get to see your child. You understand what I'm saying? But I think any father who has kids, he should try to make a way with them or have a bond with them that, women come and go in your life, but your children will always be your children.
Right.
And for the fathers who actually do take care of their kids, like my dad once told me, you don't get credit for something you're supposed to do. You're supposed to take care of your kids. That's not like it's a choice. You should, so that's not something you can brag on if you do it all the time. That should be a part of your life.
Yes, and I would like to for us to talk a little bit more about you as that all-time boxer, as what you do now, and that's what I really admire of how you are that male figure to these children. And I know that a lot of the kids that come to your gym, don't have fathers.
Right.
And you take that time, you make that commitment, you make that time. And as we all know, time is something that we can never get back. And this Dominique right here, he makes that time for those children, and we are thankful for that.
Well, what I try to do is, like today's kids wasn't built to be, they wouldn't have probably made it back in my era, because the way I grew up. But so what I try to do is give the young men and young ladies a little discipline, be a little rough on them around the edges so they can prepare them for society. Second of all, we try to take the kids around different places that they might not ever get to see, if it wasn't for the gym. So we try to do different things with them, and we have people of different walks of life, and we have lawyers, doctors, nurses, so the kids always see something positive. And a lot of kids do come there that don't have a father, so I try to be a father figure to them. Other coaches, we try to keep them mentored and let them have a feeling of being safe and somebody caring about them.
Right. And so that's what we are talking about today. And I believe and I know that there are a lot of amazing fathers out there. It doesn't matter if you are a single father, if you are a stepfather. I just want you to know that if you are that father and you are taking care of your household, if you are taking care of your family, and I just want to say, keep up the good work. You are an amazing father, and you don't have to wait for someone to tell you that you are. As long as you know that you are doing what you're supposed to do as a father, and you should feel, great about yourself, right?
Yeah, that's true. There's no blueprint to being a father because every kid is different. So what works for one child won't work for another. So your leadership skills have to be to a point where you can adjust to each child. Even each kid that comes to the gym, I have to adjust to that child to find out what corkscrew, what thumb screw to motivate them. Everything motivates somebody differently. So I might talk about video games with you and talk about race cars with this kid. So, but in all, we talk about boxing. So that's our love language. But but like I said, if you can be out there and help a kid, you never know the impact you'll have on a child's life, especially a fatherless child. So, I have a lot of kids come back and say, I thank you for what you did. Even, kids as far as 10 years ago, I have some kids who have gone on to be lawyers and doctors, and they come back and always thank me. So I'm thankful for that, to have the opportunity to do that.
Yes, that's amazing. I agree with what he said. Now is the time. Spend time with your father. If you don't have that relationship, reach out to him. And so as the children, always want to spend that time with your father.
Right. Because one thing my father said on his deathbed, he said, if I could change anything, I would change the time that I spent with y'all. You know what I'm saying? And he was dying. He died like about 2-3 days later. But that was something deep down he told me, and that always stuck with me. So to this day, that's why I try to spend as much time with my kids as I can, because even though they're grown now, so I got to go play the video games, and I got to deal with my other son in boxing. My oldest son, we play chess all the time. So I have different love languages with all three of them. And my daughter, I just have her around all the time anyway. So, but yeah, if you can spend time with your parents, hey, do what you can.
Yes. And always tell your father, always tell your mother you love them. And I speak highly on that because that's how I was raised. Always tell your loved ones you love them, because you know why? Tomorrow is never promised to any of us. Because when they pass, they won't be able to hear you say I love you, and they won't be able to say I love you back to you. So with that being said, I just want you to enjoy your Father's Day. How can our audience be in contact with you via social media?
My name is Dominic Robinson Neal Sr. on Facebook. You can go through Robinson Neal Boxing Academy on Instagram, or you can go to our page, Robinson Neal Boxing Academy on Facebook. Or just come by the gym, 1971 LeGrand Road, Robinson Neal Boxing Academy. We take them from 3 to 80. So come on through. I got you.
All right. Thank you. As Pele's guiding philosophy in life is stay humble, stay positive, stay strong, and always stay encouraged. And we will be back after this commercial with our very next guest. Thank you.
Boss Ho. Hello? Hey, big fella, where I get that good soul food at, man?
Oh, you know I know.
Try to add it. I'm on the way.
Let me finish up these yams, goddammit. And I'll tell you where to go at. Big bone.
Take out.
Big bone.
Take out.
Dial they number up. Go and place your order.
Come on.
I ain't sharing mine. You ask, I might ignore you. You ain't gotta wait. They have it ready for you.
They waiting on you.
Big bone.
Take out.
Big bone.
Take out.
I know where I'm headed when it's time to eat.
I know where I'm going.
Hot and fresh food. Chicken, not the grease.
Straight out the grease.
Bring your grandma, daddy, cousins, and your niece.
Bring them. Come on. Come on.
Rush through the dough. Then let's play the hand, gotta give me some more.
Gotta get it.
Them turkey wing bustin'. And everything be fresh and hot off the stove.
You know.
If you know what I know, better take a few dollars whenever you go.
When you go.
Cause Sheila be cooking.
She do.
As soon as you eat it, you gonna want more. What you gotta taste for? Hey, you can get the green beans, you can get some lima beans.
Yeah.
Matter of fact, you should get the mac and cheese, try with the rice and gravy with a side of collard greens.
Yeah.
Hey, that cornbread be hitting.
Yeah.
She got the best yams in the city.
City.
All kind of flavors of chicken.
Chicken.
Man, you don't know what you missing.
No.
Y'all better come on and get it. And I advise y'all better come today. She opened 11 to 6. Every day but Monday and Tuesday. Dial 803 888 7495. See what everybody talk about. Come to 3908 West Beltline Boulevard. Big Bone Takeout. Yeah. Dial 803 888 7495. Come on down to 3908 West Beltline Boulevard. The Big Bone Takeout. Best soul food in the city. Yep. Tell them Boss Hog sent you.
As you all know, today is a very special day. It's a day dedicated to all the amazing fathers out there. And like I said earlier, it doesn't matter if you are a stepfather, a father. If you're a father, you're a father, right? And this show is dedicated especially for you. And so, ladies and gentlemen, we have an amazing guest. I have amazing guests today, and they are on this show because they have placed that positive impact in my life. They have placed that positive impact in our community and in this world. So, ladies and gentlemen, this friend of mine, a brother from another mother, and an amazing veteran who is not only the CEO, but a founder of the Split Second organization. And not only that, he is the director of leadership development for GEI. And ladies and gentlemen, I want you to know a little bit more about this amazing author, Anthony Bryant. Welcome to the Pele Inspire Show.
Thank you so much, Pele. Such an honor to be here, and thank you for the invitation.
I just want to say I am the one honored to honor you on this show. And like right now, I just want to personally tell you thank you for being that special mentor, for being, that friend, that author, that brother of mine to help me in my journey in life. And I just want to say thank you, and I want to wish you a happy Father's Day. So before we dive into our topic today, I want you to tell our audience, we have such an amazing audience. I want you to let them know just a little bit more of who Arthur Bryant is.
Okay. Hello, amazing audience. Once again, my name is Anthony Bryant. I am originally from Georgia, Savannah, Georgia, and I relocated here to Columbia, South Carolina about 2008. As Pele said, I'm a former veteran. My previous professions included military, corrections officer, deputy sheriff, county highway patrolman. I was a former educator in the public school system. So now I'm a founder and CEO, as Pele said, Split Second organization. I travel a lot, teaching ethics classes, law enforcement. I speak to youth, young adults on the topic of split-second decisions that alter the course of your life and making right choices. As Director of Leadership and Development of GEI, that stands for Gramad Enterprise Incorporated, and that is the largest area developer of precision-tuned auto cares throughout the United States, about over 100 in county. So I'm responsible for leadership development and training for that whole organization. So man, I tell you, it's been a great ride, and I'm just enjoying life.
Okay, so there's one more thing that I would like for our audience to know about, before we dive into our topic today. I would like for you to share with our audience a little bit about both sides of the bars. Look, I highly encourage you to get this book. This is a book of faith. It's a book of transformation, because this book has touched my life. So I just want you to just, give our audience just a brief summary of what this book is all about.
Yes, both sides of the bars. It gives chronologically my life from birth, basically almost up until age 30. And it talks about my life as I had a stellar record in the military, as a correction officer, as a law enforcement officer, and how one wrong choice altered the course of that life. And I spent 10 and a half years in a federal prison. So during that time, I had two choices. I was going to either become a victim and have a pity party, or I was going to be victorious. And through that, it connected me, reestablished me in my faith in Christ. And through that, I've used this book to travel all across the United States, sharing it with youth and teens, young adults, as well as adults, travel, teaching ethics classes to law enforcement. And it's amazing, Pele, how, God can take what appears to be your misery and turn it into a ministry. So this is my purpose, this is my passion, and it's been going great ever since.
Yes, and I love that word choose, right? Because that brings me back to what John Maxwell, once said. Life is a matter of choices, and every choice you make, makes you. So it's either you have to choose to be better, or you have to choose to be bitter with what life is throwing at you. And I see that you have made that choice to be a better person, to be victorious and not a victim. And so, ladies and gentlemen, we are now going to get into what, our show is all about today, about, honoring impactful man, honoring impactful father. And I am honored, to honor you. And this is what the show is all about. It's about honoring those who are making a difference in our community, who are making a difference, in the world. And I thank you for that. And so I just want to ask you this: what are your thoughts about, those fathers who don't have that connection, with their children, who don't have that, that bond? Because, in today's life, we go through divorce, we go through, so many things that we go through in life. So what are your thoughts about, some encouraging words for the fathers who are not having that bond with their children?
Yes, thank you, Pele. With all, I share with a lot of fathers in particular, in all possibility, when it's all possible, please just try to mend relationships, seek to be in your children's lives as much as possible. The greatest gift that you can give your child is the gift of you. And I remember I grew up with both parents in the home, and my dad, out of 8 kids, I'm the second oldest, and I remember my dad buying us a lot of things throughout life, but the most things I remember about our relationship is the times he took me fishing. So it wasn't about the presents, and it was just the time that he took to spend out with me. And we had some great moments during that time. So once again, fathers, if all possible, I know certain circumstances, but man, with all possible, definitely seek to be in your children's life. You can't take that time back, and it's precious, and it slips by so fast.
Yes, and that's how I was always raised, to always have that time with our loved ones. And I always encourage people, to be that, spend that time, make every moment count with your loved ones. So what are your final thoughts and your positive encouragement words for those who still have a father?
Well, if you definitely have a father or a father figure, definitely let him know how much you appreciate things that they have done in your life, and just being there in your life as a father figure or a father. Continue nourishing those relationships and allow it to blossom into just meaningful experiences that'll help down the road. So I've always encouraged that.
Okay, so with that being said, how can our amazing viewers and audience reach you, through social media?
Yes, my book is sold on Amazon. However, my website is Split Second. That's SPLIT as in split, the number 2 ND as in second, .org. And you can see all the wonderful things that I'm doing through that organization, and you can contact me through there for any type of events or speaking engagements and so forth. Yes.
Okay, so with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for tuning in. And once again, Anthony, thank you for your yes to be on the show. And once again, Pele's guiding philosophy in life is to stay humble, stay positive, stay strong, and always stay encouraged. Thank you.
Great job you're doing, Pele. The best is yet to come.
I talk about a mirror. And with that mirror, it's a routine we do every day. We have our hygiene routine where we go, we brush our teeth, we wash our face, we do everything in that mirror. But Do we really look at that mirror? Or are we just going through the motions every day?
Welcome to the Pele Inspire Show. Oh my gosh, I am beyond excited to be here today with the amazing Dr. John Agulu and Stephen Williams. Let me tell y'all something about this phenomenal and amazing brothers and fathers whom I am honored to honor on Father's Day show. As we all know, today is Father's Day, and we want to say Happy Father's Day once again to all the amazing fathers out there. And today, I am honored to say God has truly blessed me with brothers whom I never knew I had, and I met them through the Power Voice. And I would like to say that Dr. John Agulu and author Stephen Williams have placed such a positive impact in my life, not only my life, but in their communities and in the world. They are doing some amazing work in people's lives. And that is the reason why they are on the show today, because they have such stories that will change your lives. Their stories will have an impact in your life that will make you tell yourself and motivate yourself to do better. So ladies and gentlemen, I am so honored to welcome Dr. John Agulu and Stephen Williams to the Pele Inspire Show. And once again, I am the one who is very honored to honor them on the show because they deserve to be honored on this day.
Thank you.
Wow, Pele, thank you so much for that. It's a privilege and an honor to have been invited to come on your program.
Pele, thank you. I'm honored, humble, full of gratitude. Thank you. It's a pleasure.
Yeah, so the show is all about the fathers out there. So I would like to ask you, and I will start with John, with Dr. John Agulu, just share a little bit about yourself. We have an amazing audience, and I want them to know just a little bit more about yourself.
Wow, thank you. That's that's something I would love to do. Because I know there's somebody out there who really is going to be touched by or impacted one way or the other. Father's Day, first of all, it's a day where fathers are appreciated. There's so many male figures out there, but not so many fathers out there. And there's so many people in homes who are typically meant to be fathers, but do not assume the roles of fathers. So this message is for all the fathers out there, those who play the roles of a father. So when I was growing up, my dad used to be a very influential engineer. And I always looked forward to wanting to become someone like my dad. He was my role model. But as life would have it, the cold hands of death snatched him from me when I was in high school. And for some reason, my youthful exuberance led me towards hanging around the wrong crowd. But I would say, fortunately for me, my father and my mom together had already instilled some foundational values in me that even when I was hanging out with the wrong crowd, at some point in life, I was able to realign because of the foundational values instilled in me by my parents. But my father played a major role in my life, in my growing up, although he passed when I was still very young. And those things still carry me till date. That's why I tell my family, look, you guys are enjoying what you are enjoying or benefiting from me today because of those things I learned from my father. Like I said before, not every man is a father. Not every married man is a father. Not every man who has a child, but that man who showed us the responsibility of fatherhood, who showed us the responsibility of putting his family first before every other thing, is a father. And that's the person I'm speaking to right now, so that for those of you who still need to step up, you should step up. Father's Day is a great day to honor fathers. I respect and still love my father even in death. And everything I do is to make him proud and smile. Thank you, Pele.
Well, thank you so much, John. And, I resonated with you because my father is in heaven too. And we just want to say happy Heavenly Father's Day to all the amazing Father's Day, right? And so now let's go with author Stephen Williams, because I know he had just an amazing story as well. And that's why I am so thankful. And to all the audience, to all our great viewers who are listening, who are, watching right now, I want you to know how amazing this men are, how amazing these fathers are, and how grateful I am to have them in my life.
Thank you, Pele. Thank you, Dr. Lulu. Look, you guys are so great. What I want to say is, I want to piggyback off Dr. Lulu a little bit. So I want to piggyback in the respect that I want to take the time right now to truly uplift each and every man, regardless of the role that you're playing. If you're playing to your proper capacity of your role of being a father, because I want to uplift. I understand there's challenges. I understand there's setbacks. I understand that there's differences that may occur within homes that may cause separation, division, strife. But right now, I think I want to take this moment to truly uplift even that man who's not playing to the full capacity of himself in the role of being a father. Because we're imperative, you guys. We're needed. We need fathers to step up. We need men to step up. We need men to step up to be fathers to the fatherless. My story was one that was near and dear to my heart, right? Because it's what I experienced. So my dad, he left us. I was 9 years old. I was broken, I was shattered. But then who would know that perhaps I would experience something in my life, that I would experience something very similar to what I experienced as a 9-year-old. But see, one thing that I do know that holds true, regardless, the situations may be very, very different. The situation may not be the same, but one thing that's important is that you step in and you stand in and you hold your responsibilities and you do everything that it takes. Like Dr. Lulu said, that you put your family first regardless. You make sure that woman is housed, your children are housed, they have food, they have clothes, that they're looking cleaner than you're looking. Their car is not raggedier than your car. See, that's what we're talking about when we're talking about being a father. We're talking about bossing up. We're talking about stepping up. So my story, yes, I faced several hardships. I saw my mother struggling and striving for coins to buy one loaf of Wonder Bread. Ladies and gentlemen, that should never be. Because I know that there's fathers out here in this world that can give something. Even if you can't give much money, your mere presence is dominant in your home, and it's needed, it's necessary. So I get very passionate on this subject because it's truly, it's definitely well warranted, and we can all make an impact as fathers. And that's it. Thank you.
Oh, well, thank you. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I am honored, and I would like to welcome my other brother, what do I say? I always say he is the professor of positivity. He is that person to all of us. See, today is a very special day for me because I get to honor this amazing fathers, this amazing brothers of mine. And Dr. John Gray, thank you, for joining us. And you have now completed the show. And so now I get to say that today I want to honor a very special man who has brought all of us together.
Thank you.
We can say Papa Les Brown, we can say Uncle Brown, but Mr. Les Brown, today we want to say Happy Father's Day to you. Thank you for transforming my life. Thank you for transforming Dr. John Agulu, Dr. John Gray, author Stephen Williams. You brought all of us together. You brought everyone from all walks of life together. And today we want to say thank you, Mr. Les Brown, and we love you. And Dr. John Gray, thank you. I'm just so excited. It's like the show is completed. I am so thankful. I am honored to honor 3 of y'all on the show, as my Power Voice family, and you all have touched my life in so many ways. And I am where I am today with my journey because you guys have helped me. You guys have mentored me. You guys never failed me, to push me to where I need to be. And today, Dr. John Gray, welcome to the show. And we are talking about, the experience of, that fatherhood of what, the experience you had with your father, that made you the man that you are today. It doesn't matter, good or bad. We are here today to inspire the souls who are watching us and inspire the souls who are listening to us.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for having me. To my brothers, happy soon to be Father's Day, and keep on doing what y'all doing, because y'all inspire me. Because trust me, I'm watching. So y'all grind keeps me inspired as well. And Pele, it's so funny that we talked earlier today, and just as a little side note, I had a dental procedure, and when I tell you it went left, and I was like, I don't know how much yakking I could do, but I had to jump onto this just because how much you mean to me, and just how passionate you are just by being a positive beacon of light in the life of other people. So I said, of course, I'm gonna jump on, take that Ambisol, kick those ibuprofen in high gear, make it happen. So I jumped on when I was listening to my brother Steve talk. And first of all, I want to say this to you, Pele. The fact that it's not lost on me that there's a woman doing this.
Thank you.
And that's huge, because too often we get the bashing part. We get that other part, that other conversation, but we don't often get the this part of it. And nobody has come from the quote unquote ideal scenario. I always say that some of us come here from honeymoon bliss. Some of us come here from a hookup. However we got here. Whoever God chose to put us here, that's who he chose to put us here. And I like Steve. I grew up and I put it in my book a lot. My father and my relationship, it wasn't ideal, but I learned to appreciate him for who he was the older I got, and when I became a father on my own. And I realized that this dude was just graduating out of high school when I came onto the scene, and he was growing up in the inner city in the 60s. So I fully get now what he was looking at, even though I didn't get it then. So I thank God for choosing him and my mother, because God makes no mistakes. And apparently those are the 2 people that he chose in his universe to put me on this planet. So I'm thankful for that. And what I also get out of that is what Steve was saying, that there are men out here who are making it happen and making it do what it do. Absolutely. All of us are not just out here just being negligent and not doing our job. And there are some who even stepped into the role in a blended capacity. I'm raising my hand. My wife and I, we're a blended family. When I took on that role, I took on that role. It is what it is. But and that's a concrete decision that I made, because I always said that when my turn came, I wanted to kind of do it, a little differently than what I saw. So I just say to this, brothers, do what you can with what you can. It is not always clear cut. It is not always cut and dry. There's a whole lot of paragraphs in that narrative. Some things that are out of your control, but the things that are in your control, do those to the best of your ability. The things that are in your grasp, do those to the best of your ability. So shout out to all the men out there who are holding it down. Shout out to all the men who are holding it down for those who they've claimed as their own. And shout out to those who are mentoring as well. Because you are a father figure to more people than just your DNA, just those who are in your DNA line. You know, there are young guys who have gravitated towards certain guys, and they're the only father figure that they know. So you are that beacon of light for them. So this Father's Day, and I'm gonna tell you what I heard, because some things they heard at a different level. And I remember sitting in church one Father's Day, and believe me, I wasn't the one preaching, because I know I never say nothing silly like this. But the pastor of the church at this time, he said, "Happy Father's Day." Now, Mother's Day, we get Mother's Day cards, but for Father's Day cards, we get mainly collect phone calls. That was said from the pulpit. And as long as we continue that narrative of bashing people and not lifting people up and not exhorting people to be the best, but also lumping everybody into one box of who's not and who is, then we'll never rise to our fullest capacity. There are some people out here who will put their life on the line for their family, and they do it every single day, who are getting up. And here's the hard work is the grind. And there are people, I saw my grandfather get up 7 o'clock in the morning to go to work and come home 11 o'clock at night. And there are some of us who are grinding for our families just as hard. You know, and that is the love that we have for our families. That is the love. And there are some men who are the lion of the male line of the pride, who is guarding the family, protecting the family, making sure the family's all right. There are some of us who are doing that. So I just wanted to say, brothers, keep your head up. Keep your head up. And Steve, I relate to you so much, man, because guess what? We may not have seen the ideal growing up, bro, but God gave us an opportunity. And we take this opportunity to kind of repair the broken branches on our family tree. And that's the only thing we can ask. That's the only thing we can ask. So I just said, I carry my father's name, regardless of what he may or may not have done. I'm going to still make his name great, because that's my responsibility. I'm responsible for what I do with the DNA that was put in me. I'm responsible for that. But thank you so much for having me on. Blessings to all of y'all.
Okay.
Love each and every one of you.
All right. Love you too, Dr. John. And I just want to say thank you to all of you for showing up and showing out, and for sharing what God has brought you through, and for sharing, you know, how you too can impact other people's lives, like how you have impacted mine. And, you know, I can't thank God enough for this special moment, because this is the moment that I have asked for the Power Voice family. And, you know, I didn't want to miss out on the amazing connector of all connectors, the one and only John Tellerico. You know, I want to shout out to him too, and to Casey Corbin, to Stephen Ward, to every fathers who's on the Power Voice, who has placed such an impact in my life. And I just want to thank, you know, all of you for everything that you guys have done for me. And so I would like for all of you to share, you know, your social media information, because I want our amazing viewers and audience, you know, to reach out to you, you know, because I know that you all will make a difference in their lives. And let's go ahead and start with you, Stephen Williams.
Absolutely. Well, the easiest way to get in contact with me is through my website, which is inspired with a D, inspiredbystephen.com. So it's inspired by Stephen, STEVEN.com. And you can scroll to the bottom of the page, click the Facebook link, and it'll take you straight to my Facebook page. Or if you're savvy, I'm not very savvy on social media, you can go at Stephen the Motivator, and you'll be able to find me on Facebook that way also. Thank you.
All right, let's go, Dr. John Ugulu.
Yes, thank you, Pele. So you can visit my website, johnugulu.com, just the way my name is spelled on the screen, my first name and last name.com, or you can just go to Facebook or Instagram. I'm active on those platforms as well. Type my name, John Ugulu, and you would find my account. And those people who like to use Google, you can as well type Dr. John Ugulu on Google, and it will bring out everything about me there, all my social media pages. But I'm on Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, and johnugulu.com is my website. Thank you so much.
All right, let's go, Brother John.
All right. You can find me at my website at www.professorofpositivity. And you can find me on Instagram under professor_of positivity as well. So those are the two ways you can find me, and on Twitter, Dr. Positivity. So that's how you can find me.
Okay, once again, I want to tell you guys, thank you so much for your yes to be on the Pele Inspire Show. And I can never thank you all enough for being a special part in my journey. And like I said, I am where I am today because you have contributed, all your love, all your support in what I am doing. And I thank you, each and every one of you. I can't thank y'all enough. And I just want to say, once again, I am honored to honor each of you on Father's Day because you deserve to be honored on this day. And I want to say I love you, all of you, and God bless you all in all that you guys do in life. And thank you once again. And my guiding philosophy in life is to stay humble, stay positive, stay strong, and always stay encouraged. Thank you.
Take care, sis.
Thank you.
I talk about a mirror. And with that mirror, it's a routine we do every day. We have our hygiene routine where we go, we brush our teeth, we wash our face, we do everything in that mirror. But do we really look at that mirror? Or are we just going through the motions every day?
Ladies and gentlemen, I want to introduce to you the one and only, the amazing Kendrick Tyler. Welcome to the show.
Thank you so much, Sister Pele. It's a blessing to be here on your show.
Yes.
It's a blessing to be chosen as one of the fathers to be here for Father's Day. Being a father is very special. Very, very special. So, what is it to be a father? A father is needed because that's how children are made, first of all. And that's how God wants it. If you want to know how to live, how to do anything, what does the scripture say? Okay. And that has helped me to be a father because I didn't just want to have children and not be around and not be in their lives. So I made a vow to myself and to the Lord that if that came about, my responsibility was to be just that, a father. There's nothing that's made up, or I thought one day that, hey, I might try this or do this. Is when the opportunity came, that's what it is.
Yes. So I would like for you, because we have an amazing audience, and I would like for you to tell our audience a little bit more about yourself. And ladies and gentlemen, he has an amazing story that will change your life. And I would like for my brother Kendrick to tell us a little bit more about himself and what God has brought him through to this very day.
Well, to your amazing audience, my name is Kendrick Tyler. I work in corrections and as a counselor in a youth center. I've been working for the state for approximately 12 years. Prior to my incident, on May 1st, 2018, I was shot protecting my wife while we were on our honeymoon, and celebrating her birthday and our 1-year anniversary. Prior to that, I played football in Alaska, where I stayed and resided for approximately 7 years. Prior to that, I lived in South Carolina, Denmark, South Carolina, where I'm originally from. And I worked in corrections and also played football and went to college in Tennessee. I majored in arts, visual arts, and I love helping people. I love giving back, and because of my faith, it has helped me, do the things that I was able to do. And when I was injured, it just increased. I was able to see that God, I was able to see His work and His power manifest in a different way. I didn't just become loving and wanting to do and still striving when I was shot. When the young man pointed the gun at my wife, there was no way I was just going to let that, happen. It can't be script. It can't be, paper by paper, because it's true life, it's real life, and it's live incidents. But I thank God that I'm still here, because, when you live right, you don't have to worry about anything. But while I was on that ground, He said, I still have more to live for. He said, oh no, not just yet. And I was like, huh? When you have a relationship with God, you can feel and hear Him personally. And that's something that you're not going to have by just saying, oh, I talked to Him. No, you have to be intimate with Him. He wants that relationship, and He's going to reveal Himself to you. So while I was, and I did not know I was shot at the time. I did not know that I was on the ground. I did not know that I could not move. But He said, for some reason, no, you're not going to go. And I didn't feel anything. And someone may ask the question, hey, how can you say you're not going to go if you don't feel anything? It's just what He revealed to me. And I said, well, okay. He said, you have a wife and you have children. That's it, nothing else. And I said, well, okay. I told my wife, hey, babe, pull out the phone, record this, because this is going to be a testimony.
And, as y'all hear or have heard before, a testimony without being tested, cannot be a testimony. So you are a true true proof. You are the proof, that God, of what God can do for anyone, and that faith that you have in God had brought you through it all. And let's talk about that power of forgiveness, that you and your wife had forgiven the young man that shot you, because in life the power of forgiveness is very important, because when you forgive, it's not for that person, forgiving because you deserve that peace. What you say about that?
Yeah, speaking of peace, yes indeed, you're definitely going to need that peace. I don't remember the exact date, but I know it was around 12ish, and it was during lunchtime, and my wife and I, we were going to get lunch, but I said that I just wanted to stay in the room. I had a friend, a brother that he came to stay up with me, but I looked at all the wires and everything that was coming out of me and everything, and how life was so different, that my life had changed tremendously. And my wife asked me this question. She said, babe, have you really forgiven that young man? She asked me that question. And I looked at her and I said, yeah. And I said, ask me when you come back. For some reason, I couldn't get it out. But I said I forgave him, but I had not forgiven him. And so I asked the Lord, had I forgiven him? And I checked and tried myself. He said, you cannot heal until you do. And I said, okay, Lord, I forgive him. It was at that time at Shepherd Hospital in Atlanta, Georgia. around 12ish that day that I forgave that young man, because I cried and it hurt me so that I was a young man with a career, family, and here I am laying up in a hospital where I'm not able to do the things I need to do for myself anymore. I have to be assisted with everything. And that wasn't me, and that happened to be my new life. And it hurted. And he told me that it was okay. And at that time he said we can move forward. I felt so much better when I gave it truly to him.
Okay, so I want to ask you this, because today we are honoring all the fathers. What would you say, or what would be your positive words for those fathers who don't have relationships with their children, or those who still have fathers? What would be your...
Those who still have fathers,
yes, and those who have children and don't have that bond with their children?
Having a relationship with your children is very important. I know that from coaching football. I know that from working in corrections as a correctional officer. I've known that for you working in the youth facility. Many of them did not have dads, and they asked, could I be their dad? And I asked them to explain. They said they either never met their dad, or their dad don't teach them life skills and how to be young men. Because I mostly dealt with young men and men. And no matter girl, boy, being a father and fatherhood is very important. Because our children need to know what it is that they need to do and what's important. And I also asked the question, where are the fathers? And so we as fathers, we must do our part. That is important.
I believe that being a father is just as important as being that mother, is being that parent, being that parent to love on your children, to be there for them. It doesn't matter if you're a single parent, a single mother, single father. It doesn't matter. If you are a father, step up and take your responsibility. Hold on to that responsibility as a father and be that father for your children. And for those who don't have fathers, like that your father is in heaven, like mine, I just want you to know that you are not alone. You know, we are all here for each other, and just use your father's loving memories, you know, to keep you going in life. So, Mr. Kendrick, I want to ask you this.
Yes.
When that young man shot you, what are your injuries?
My injuries are C3 through C7. Means the back of my spine, from my neck, from the back of my neck down to my spine is paralyzed. They call it a quadriplegic. That's so from the neck down. I could not move. I could not, at the time, I wasn't able to move. And the doctors told me that I would never be able to move. But however, I mean, I can put those guns up. But by the grace of God, he did not tell me that. And prior to my injury on April the 19th, I believe, I was in our den, and I was reading the Bible, and I remember it. He says, whose report shall you believe, mine or man? And that's what I remember, and that's what helped me. And when he told me that he would make all things new, that supersedes everything, you know. But I cannot grab. I use my telekinesis. But in the meantime, we're looking for a handicap accessible vehicle because, you know, after this happened, our careers and everything, you know, it costs medically, you know. So, but however, we trust God.
Right.
We trust God.
Okay. So, ladies and gentlemen, As you all have heard Mr. Kendrick's story, you know, his faith in God had brought him through this far. And as we all know, God always had the last say so. No matter what the doctors say, no matter what people say, God always had the last say so. And so I just want to tell you thank you for your yes to be on the show, because I believe that your story will be motivational to somebody right now. And I pray that somebody will, you know, be encouraged with Mr. Kendrick's story. He is now looking for a accessible van, and I will be posting the Cash App or the fundraising that we will be doing for him, as we would like to help him out. And any donation that you will donate to help him out and his family will be greatly appreciated. In times like this is what we do. We are always there to support and help each other out. And once again, happy Father's Day, my brother. And I am glad to be a part of your journey, be a part of the family, and I love you guys.
Thank you. And the Cash App is Kindness in Action. And for all the fathers that are doing what they're supposed to, please continue. And those fathers that are trying and it seems like it's rough, please continue, because it may seem hard now, but as the story goes, the storm don't last always, and everything ain't always what it seems and appears. So thank you, and thank you for inviting me to your show.
Yes, and as my guiding philosophy in life, stay humble, stay positive, stay strong, and always stay encouraged.
I talk about a mirror. And with that mirror, it's a routine we do every day. We have our hygiene routine where we go, we brush our teeth, we wash our face, we do everything in that mirror. But do we really look at that mirror? Or are we just going through the motions every day?
Hello?
Hey, big fella, where I get that good soul food at, man?
Oh, you know I know.
Try to add it. I'm on the way.
Let me finish up these yams, goddammit. And I'll tell you where to go at. Big bone.
Take out.
Big bone.
Take out.
Dial they number up. Go on and place your order.
Come on.
I ain't sharing mine. You ask, I might ignore you. You ain't gotta wait. They have it ready for you.
They waiting on you.
Big bone.
Take out.
Big bone.
Take out.
I know where I'm headed when it's time to eat.
I know where I'm going.
Hot and fresh food. Chicken out the grease.
Straight out the grease.
Bring your grandma, daddy, cousins, and your niece.
Bring them. Come on, come on.
Rush through the dough. Then let's play the hand, gotta give me some more.
Gotta get it.
Them turkey wing bustin'. And everything be fresh and hot off the stove.
You know it.
If you know what I know, better take a few dollars whenever you go.
When you go.
Cause Sheila be cooking.
She do.
As soon as you eat it, you gonna want more. What you gotta taste for? Hey, you can get the green beans, you can get some lima beans.
Yeah.
Matter of fact, you should get the mac and cheese. Try it with the rice and gravy with the side of collard greens.
Yeah.
Hey, that cornbread be hitting.
Yeah.
She got the best yams in the city. All kind of flavors of chicken.
Chicken.
Man, you don't know what you missing.
No.
Y'all better come on and get it.
Come on and get it.
And I'll advise y'all better come today. She open 11 to 6. Every day but Monday and Tuesday. Dial 803 888 7495. See what everybody talk about. Come to 3908 West Beltline Boulevard. Big Bone Takeout.
Yeah. Dial 803 888 7495. Come on down to 3908 West Beltline Boulevard. The Big Bone Takeout. Best soul food in the city. Yep. Tell them Boss Hog sent you.
On behalf of Just Because We Care, I want to thank y'all for tuning into The Chosen One Volume 2. Get ready for the next episode. In the meantime, always remember, as a man thinketh in his heart, so is he.